My name is Dr. Marshall Isaacs. I'm the medical director for the Dallas Fire Rescue Department. I'm also an emergency physician with UT Southwestern and Parkland Health. Today, you're going to learn how to recognize when a person has had an overdose, particularly from a class of medications called opiates. You may have heard of two very common opiate drugs, heroin and fentanyl. Today, in the United States, and particularly in Dallas, we are seeing an epidemic of overdoses from fentanyl. So by watching this video, you will learn how to recognize the signs that a person has overdosed, how to begin life-saving treatment, and how to administer the antidote to opiates and fentanyl, which we call Narcan. Thank you for your willingness to help save someone's life in our community.
I'm Becky Tinney, Director of Special Projects with Recovery Resource Council and part of the Dallas Overdose Response Team. What is Narcan, or naloxone, used for, and what does it counteract? Narcan is specifically designed to reverse the effects of an opioid-related overdose. This could include prescription pain medications such as Vicodin, Oxycontin, or Percocet, but this could also include illicit opioids such as heroin and counterfeit prescription pills laced with non-pharmaceutical fentanyl. What happens in the brain receptors when opioids are ingested? We have receptors in our brain that activate in response to endorphins that are naturally produced by our bodies when we feel good. These same receptors are also activated when someone ingests an opioid. When opioids infiltrate the brain, it slows down breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure, and decreases the person's alertness. What happens when an opioid overdose occurs, and how can Narcan help? An opioid overdose occurs when there is so much of the drug in the body that a person is not responsive to stimulation, and breathing and heart rate are inadequate to sustain life. When an overdose is identified quickly, Narcan can be administered to temporarily reverse the effects and keep the individual alive until emergency medical help can arrive.
I'm Jared Gilstrap. I'm the Overdose Response Team Coordinator for Dallas Fire and Rescue. What are the signs and symptoms of an opioid overdose? What should you do if you see this? Recognizing the signs of an opioid overdose is essential to saving lives. You want to call 911 immediately if a person exhibits any of the following symptoms. They start vomiting or making snoring or gurgling noises. They have difficulty breathing or slowed breathing. Their face is extremely pale and/or feels clammy to the touch. Their fingernails or lips are purple or blue color. The body is limp. They cannot be awakened even if stimulated by pinching, sternal rub, yelling, or even shaking. What are the steps to administer Narcan? After you have called 911, take Narcan nasal spray out of the box and peel the tab back to open. Hold the Narcan with your thumb on the bottom of the plunger and your first and middle finger on either side of the nozzle. Do not push the plunger until you're ready to administer. It is one-time use only. Tilt the person's head back and provide support under the neck with your hand. Insert the tip of the nozzle into one nostril. Press the plunger firmly to give the dose of Narcan nasal spray, then remove from the nostril after giving the dose. Wait and watch the person closely. If the person does not respond within 2 minutes, repeat the steps to give the second dose of Narcan nasal spray. If possible, roll the person on their side and place them in what they call the recovery position, and wait till EMS arrives. Let's talk about what can happen after you're given Narcan. After an individual is given Narcan, they may experience withdrawal symptoms. These can include irritation, headaches, rapid heart rate, sweating, nausea, vomiting, and even tremors. While these symptoms are uncomfortable, they are not life-threatening.